That used to happen like 40, 50 years ago here. Namaste, welcome to my channel, welcome to Thinking Asia channel where we talk and react things related to India. Thank you so much for passing by. One more day, you know mi casa es tu casa, guys. And today we have biggest misconceptions about India busted. This one will be very interesting to see exactly what they kind of believe and what is true or is not, because maybe I'm sure that many of the things that I have been thinking or I thought before about India has been I have realized that a lot of was misconceptions. So let's see these ones to see if I can learn a little bit more about your wonderful country. Don't forget to follow me here on my social media.
In this video series, we are going to bust a ton of misconceptions about India, because since living here, I've realized that my perception and knowledge about India was so outdated. So today, let's start by busting a bunch of misconceptions about India and Indians. And my guest for today is my wife, Manisha Malik, because she knows so much about India and she loves India so much, more than anybody else that I know. And she spent the last 6 years of her life studying for the hardest exam in the world, the Indian Civil Services.
That's one of the ones.
So let's start off with a big one. The foreign media is always portraying India as like a third world, a poor and an undeveloped country now. And I think when foreigners expect the very worst when they arrive here.
Yes, that's because they have been watching Slumdog Millionaire and a lot of slum tour videos on YouTube. So they're all just thinking that India is one big slum, which is not true. India is a rapidly developing economy and most of the Indians actually belong to the middle class. And the middle class is so big that we had to subcategorize it into lower, middle and upper middle class. It's also estimated that by 2030, 80% of Indians would belong to middle class.
Wow, it's massive.
Chili chicken. Ambulance ki photo nikalne ka kya? 5-star ekdam.
No, I want real India. Poor people, hungry people.
Poor hungry people. Ambulance ke andar. All right, ekdam. हाँ लगे ले चल. You don't see Taj Mahal? Taj Mahal?
No, hungry and poor man.
And actually, even my brother had no idea when he came here that Delhi has malls, for example. That Delhi has a metro. That just outside of Delhi is a place called Gurgaon, a mega city. He had no idea, just because from what he'd seen in the media before coming to India. So he was so surprised when he got here, right? And then I also think people living in high-income countries, they have this really bad perception of lower-income countries. They think it's worse than it really is. It's actually not that bad living here in what people will call a low-income country. It is so much better than people actually think. No. Now the next big thing I think people associate India with is arranged marriages, and they think that all Indians are having these. Like, what's the reality on that?
They still exist. But
well, not all Indian marriages are arranged, and not all arranged marriages are forced. And even for the typical arranged marriages, it's not like what people think it is. It's more like a dating system, except that it's your parents setting you two up.
Yeah.
And if you go, you meet the other person, and if it clicks, you get married, and if it doesn't, you move on to meeting the next person.
So you're meeting multiple people. It's a dating service, and actually the family is involved because family culture here is so strong, right? Like when a marriage happens, it's two families getting married together, as well as the kids getting married, right? So that's why it's so important to have your family involved in this process here.
I have the buzz.
Most of the cases, it's your consent matters.
And I will just say, in Mexico, we have a phrase that says, you get married to the person, not to the family. So it's completely the opposite to this, you know? And that's a very typical phrase that people say a lot here. Like, of course, you will have a relationship with the family and you will be like always sharing time with them and all that, but we always say the marriage is with the person, not with the family. So it just caught my attention now that how he's saying this and how it works here in Mexico. You know, it's like that contrast is very, very interesting. But okay, let's continue.
and it's your decision.
Yeah.
Also, the law here gives you the right to marry a person of your choice, and these days a lot of marriages are intercaste, interreligious, and things are changing here.
The law says you can't be forced into marriage here in India, but actually I think we should give people a bit more insight into a traditional arranged marriage. Let's go to Haryana and let's talk to your mum and dad about their really traditional Haryanvi arranged wedding, no?
Yeah, they never met each other before marriage.
Oh my God!
Oh
I
my
can't wait
God.
to hear.
तो जब आपकी अरेंज मैरिज हुई तो आपको डिसीजन ठीक लगा या गलत लगा अपने पेरेंट्स का?
पेरेंट्स का डिसीजन सही लगा।
हाँ।
और फिर क्या आने जाने में होता था तो धीरे धीरे अपने आप पटरी पे आ जाती थी ट्रेन
नहीं, लाइफ पटरी पे आ जाती थी, ट्रेन नहीं। ट्रेन तो पटरी पे चले गई, जिंदगी पटरी पे आ जाती थी धीरे एज यूजुअल हो जाता। हाँ,
That used to happen like 40-50
मैं
years
बड़ा
ago here.
एक्साइटेड था। हाँ, कि फोटो तो देखी है और जब मिले तो उसके बाद फिर मतलब कि जो मैंने अपना सपना देखा था वैसी मुझे पाई।
आपने कोई लेटर भी लिखा था ना मम्मी को?
हाँ, शादी से पहले तो ऐसा हम कर ही नहीं सकते थे क्योंकि थोड़ा डर लगता था, मगर
ना पकड़ ले।
हाँ, शादी के बाद जब पहला करवा चौथ का व्रत आया तो फिर मैंने एक लेटर लिखा कि भाई आज चांद देख रही होगी, व्रत रखा होगा, मेरे को याद कर रही होगी, मगर वो भाई घर में कोई और ना पढ़ ले, इसलिए मैं उसको पोस्ट नहीं कर पाया।
आपने रखा था मम्मी पर?
नहीं।
आजकल जो लोग अरेंज मैरिज कर रहे हैं उनके लिए आप सलाह क्या दोगे?
ये तो अंडरस्टैंडिंग की बात है, दोनों तरफ से ही सोचना पड़ता है भाई, कोई प्रेशर दोनों तरफ से ना हो, म्यूचुअल अंडरस्टैंडिंग हो और एक दूसरे का मतलब रिगार्ड करें और रिस्पेक्ट करें। तो वो चीज़ें अगर हम लेके चलेंगे तो मुझे लगता है कि जैसा हमने अपनी ज़िंदगी को कामयाब पाया वैसे आजकल के बच्चे भी पा सकते हैं।
कभी कभी तो दुख बजेगी।
हाँ, वो
तो बजते ही हैं,
एक्चुअली
उसके बिना तो कुछ होता ही
नहीं है क्योंकि प्यार जब ही झलकता है जब दुख बजते हैं तो उसके बाद फिर एक दूसरे को मनाते हैं ना, तो उसमें प्यार बढ़ता है फिर।
We had to get out of India Gate. It was just too crazy there. So now we're here at the Gurudwara Bangla Sahib. And you can't talk about India without thinking about religion as well. But a lot of people just think that it's only Hindus and Muslims here in India. What's the reality?
But the reality is, although most of the Indians are Hindus, but there's a huge religious diversity here. There's Sikhism, there's Buddhism, Jainism, then we have Parsis, Jews, Christians, all of them. And we are a secular country that believes in peaceful coexistence. Also, many people in the West don't know that Buddhism that they associate with countries like China or Southeast Asian countries actually originated in India. And Buddha gained his enlightenment in Bihar.
Bihar, I've been there. Was it Bodh Gaya?
Yeah, Bodh Gaya.
Yeah, I went there.
We
What about,
decided-
I want to talk about one thing. Tell us the difference between Sikhs and Muslims. A lot of people don't know this.
Okay, so people in the West, Sikhs are not Muslims. Sikhism and Islam are completely two different religions, and you can identify them with their turbans. Sikhs usually wear a turban and they do not cut their hair, so they have really long hair.
Yeah, I hear that.
And Muslims, on the other hand, they wear these skull caps you have seen.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I get this one a lot. So do you speak Indian and is your religion Hindi? Ye kya hai?
Indian is not a language.
Exactly.
And I see why they think like that. But
Yeah, it's like English is a language, German is a language, French is a language. So why isn't Indian a
Spanish
language?
is a
Why isn't
language,
Chinese
yeah.
a language?
yeah, that's how they think, but that's how it is. Hindi is the language, and Hindi is mainly spoken in northern India. And apart from that, also we have hundreds of languages and dialects in India that are spoken here.
Yeah.
And English is also one of them. And it's actually English that unites the different different regions of India.
It connects south to north actually.
And northeast to the mainland as well.
Yeah. And so the greeting changes everywhere as well. So in Haryana, you'll be saying Ram Ram. In like Tamil Nadu, you'll be saying Vanakkam.
Yeah.
You know?
And there's Namaste, and then there's also if it's a Muslim guy, you'll say Salalikum. If
What
it's
about
a
here?
Sikh, you say Sat Shri Akal.
Sat Shri Akal.
So it depends in which region you are, and what religion the other person follows. There's hundreds of greetings here.
Yeah,
Wow.
there's no language called Indian, and Hindu is the religion, not Hindi. Hindi is
the language.
a language spoken in North India.
Indians are wear traditional clothes. Yeah, I thought
So
that
when we
one.
think
That one.
of clothing
that's
here in India, we think of Indians walking around wearing these beautiful traditional clothing, and especially women wearing
Yes.
sarees.
All the time.
Is that what's
That's-
happening? Are all Indian women here wearing sarees every day?
Not all, but you'll find rural women wearing saris on a day-to-day basis. Here in cities, we do like wearing Indian clothes and Western clothes, and sometimes fusion. We mix them both and create Indo-Western outfits. But no, we don't wear saris on a day-to-day basis. At weddings, on special occasions, maybe.
But now it's jeans, it's t-shirts.
It's also kurtas and jeans. It's also suits.
Yeah, like every
Okay.
day when you're walking around the city, you're not just seeing people wearing saris. Like you can see here, everyone's dressed professionally, and you guys have all the big brands here. There's H&M, there's Levi's, there's Nike, there's Mango, there's Zara. Everything's here, right? So you guys are a huge market for
And
all
even
these
when people
international
think
brands.
of
Selling the market.
even when people think of saris, even when people think of saris, they don't know that a sari is also, there's different kinds of saris. It could be worn in different
I
ways.
love this
It is
one, the
made
blue
up
one.
of different fabrics depending
black
on the
one.
region, and different work, embroideries and everything.
Yeah. India has changed so much since independence. So in another video, I'm going to cover 5 more misconceptions. And I'm so happy to be here and be able to give you this perspective. So if you
Yes.
want to support the work that I do, hit that join button and become a channel member. Jai Hind.
That was really cool and very interesting as well, the way that what they were explaining about the marriage, that although it was arranged, it was completely make it work. But I think so that those kind of marriages in one way work because you guys grow with this idea that marriage is forever and it's not other way of, I know that it's divorce in there, but it's kind of you have to make it work. So people put all their effort to really make it work because they don't see like divorce like a solution. And here in Mexico, in Western countries, like the conception now has been growing of you don't have to be, if you are not happy in a place of if something is not working, just kind of get out of there. Short, life is too short. Just continue moving. Some that kind of conception. You don't have to be. You don't have to be, especially when it's home violence. You don't have to be like just holding there just because you are married or stuff like that. So usually that's why the divorce has been growing here, because it's more the concept about you have to be in a place just if you're happy. If you're not happy, just get out of that place. So I think so at this point here has been growing this concept, and in India it's more about you have to make it work, everything will be okay. I don't think it's good or it's bad, it's just a different misconception that people have of the way that you has been grown and how they've been teaching you. So I think so that's why even in India the divorce rate is a little bit low, because people there make it work. You know, like I think so both put part of their part to make it work and make it things happening. So it's completely respectable. For me, of course, it's a concept that is very difficult to get my head around, and not because it's something bad, it's just because it's something completely different than what I know here in my country. But that's the part of it doing here this, because I can know exactly the difference between one place to another one. I can see the difference of cultures, you know, that's what it makes us rich. And it doesn't mean that it's bad or doesn't mean that it's good. It just means that it's different, and it's interesting to learn stuff like that. The other concepts about religion and all that, some of them are new already, but yeah, definitely the clothes, I was thinking like that. I thought the Indian woman will be just wearing saris everywhere all the time, because it's like what you see in the movies, you know? And it's always like crazy, this misconception that people just get, or we can get just out of the movies. I remember when I was in Spain, and a guy told me that he thought that Mexico was just like Speedy Gonzales, and that everybody was just dressed like Speedy Gonzales and talk like Speedy Gonzales, and it's not cars here, just horses and people with hat and mustache. So yeah, this is part of the misconception. But anyway, thank you so much guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Put it in the comments, what do you think? And I hope you like it too, and see you tomorrow with another video. Have an amazing day.